Hello there and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to elect the winner of our giveaway, and in fact I decided to give it to two people and give also my personal device to one of them. And we're gonna go into deep detail because we've made a lot of progress with the GR Yaris brake cooling. So stay on it because we're about to see all the details. Let's get to it. Okay, basically we have spent the week waiting until yesterday for the arrival of the prototypes of the brake cooling, and here they are. They have arrived. So as you can see, the parts are here. So why do we do prototyping? Basically, we are working in a very streamlined way here, and we made all the work we had to do on the CAD with the 3D scans, but by experience we always want to double check how things work. Therefore, we decided to make some prototypes with a smaller form factor than what was needed, and then double check on the car, both with the WIBORG arms and with the stock, let's say OEM arms, how these added up and how these mounted with the interferences and everything, calculating also the full motion of the wheel itself, the wheel arm, and all the moving components. So today we have been doing this in such a hard and let's say hot environment. I really sweat out everything I had, but we finished this, and now we are off with the CAD work to make the last adjustments, and hopefully this will already be finished by tomorrow evening, and then we'll set out for the proper production of these. Thank you for the orders that came through from subscribers. I really appreciated it, and if you want to order your own cooling ducts, you're in it. So first of all, how do these work and what options are there on the market at the moment? These work basically as turbulators. What happens is these sit on the suspension arm. This is the front of the car. The air arrives in this direction, and these act basically as air breakers. Basically, the air arrives, they hit this wall, and it creates some turbulence. This turbulence basically breaks up the air, and it enables it to be sucked in by the disc itself, because the disc only has as much power of sucking in the air. Therefore, if the air without this just passes through in a laminar way, obviously there is no way to do it. Aerodynamics is a very complex sector, let's say, and I'm sure that none of us are Adrian Newey for this factor. But all the same, we have a lot of experience in this through our mains jobs works, so we put it all to good use. And let me tell you also why this solution is way much better than any others. Therefore, it's also used like in Porsche GT3 RSs and on the Audi the RS line, let's say. So it's very important to use this kind of parts instead of just tube ducting, because in the specific case of the GR Yaris, the tube ducting that you can see around doesn't work very well, unfortunately, and I will explain you why. The car is not conceived to be a race car. It's conceived to be modified in order to become a race car, but not to be a race car. And in this case, basically what happens is within the wheel envelope, this means how the wheel moves left to right, up and down. In Italian, we call it the wheel potato. It's a whole envelope of possible spots the wheel can touch, okay? There is very little space in the GR Yaris wheel well, and I'm showing you this just now. So by this, what do I mean? Is that somebody has developed some ducts and also TRD for the GR-MN model, but these ducts have a very reduced performance. because we only need a straw to understand this. So I take a plain new straw and I blow through it. You can do this at home, you won't be hurt. I understand that this is the kind of pressure I get. Now I take the same straw and I put 2 bends in it like this, very similar to what you find on the GR Yaris aftermarket part. And basically the air isn't going by. So, yeah, basically nothing. So basically this is what happens. On the other version of the brake cooling, so the brake cooling ducts, let's call them, the air arrives, let's say, at the end of the duct, because it is very much pushed from the front end of the car, but it arrives at the end of the duct with a very, very low speed and quantity, and therefore the power it gives is very little. The amount of air is very little and it's very slow in the same way. A turbulator instead basically gets all the airflow that is passing under the suspension arm and it brings it up. It makes this turbulation effect and it enables the disc to suck in the air that actually it needs and it can suck in that given moment, and this depends on the speed the disc is rotating, therefore the car speed at that time. This is the most efficient way, and this is why the best OEMs use it on their top performance cars. Manthey uses it, but the same Porsche as with the stock cars, all the GT models have got this as first OEM equipment. There's just no way to get around it. So what do we do? Today we installed these test parts on 2 different cars and also on the arms, the OEM arms that I have that I took off my car, and we tried to understand how they are working, and we tried to put everything together. So we understood where we need to do some modifications. We took a lot of notes and all of this, and with my colleagues we are now doing the CAD design. So basically it was so hot that I did not manage to take the camera down with me to the workshop to show you how this works, but I do have some reference images because we did a showcase. So I'm gonna show these now, and you see how perfectly the part sits on the arm. Basically we had to give it a bit more of gap inside the mounting points, and then it will have a spacer on this side, and with the spacer it just clamps down on the arms. And this, as I said, works both for the stock arms and for the WIBORG arms. The stock arms have a width that goes, let's say, around 26 millimeters, more near to the ball joint, more near to the wheel, and then goes up to over 30, whilst the WIBORG arms have a diameter of the tubes that is exactly 30 millimeters. So this is very similar as a width, and we gave the part some compliance. So obviously the final parts will also have a wall thickness that is going to be a bit more than this. Let me not share the details about this, because obviously this is our intellectual property, but yeah, we're doing everything in a way that it works. In the meantime, we also tested 2 different production possibilities as they were asking us to do from our production supplier, and we saw that also this let's say easier method of production without having to use the HP multi-jet fusion machine, the part comes out perfectly well and resistant and with some flexibility, so we can maintain the price we initially thought for it. That is actually the lowest price for anything in brake cooling on the GR out there, and also it's the only part that actually works. So I am very, very satisfied of this work, and if you have not already and you're interested, please drop me an email, because I'll tell you more about it and the details. And I would say that between just over 3 weeks, these parts will start shipping out to you, because we're done with it. I think that tomorrow evening or the latest on Monday, I will put them all in production and they will come out very, very easily for this. So this for this week is what I was thinking to tell you about the brake cooling ducts, and then we will do some more showcasing of the product on the car, and I'm gonna show you in detail. Maybe we will try to do some testing for the heat of the brake calipers and the brake discs. Maybe on one side we will put it on the other not. We will see about that. But now to our weekly winners. So if you have not at this point, please do subscribe and put on the notification bell. If you like the video, of course, I will be very happy also. The winners are Sazan SB12 and Vittorio Nichetti. Thank you very much for participating in the contest, and I decided to go randomly on these two people because they are being very engaged, very engaged, and writing me both in the comments on emails, and they really were looking forward to test this product. Therefore, I decided to also give away my own part. So I hope this is something you will like, and if you did not win this part, if you're not them, you can still get the part from the affiliate link down below in the description, and this will come at with a small margin for me and no extra cost for you. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm gonna see you next week. Ciao!